Hi friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Tatiana and I am a life coach. I have started my life from scratch twice, and on this channel I am sharing all of the knowledge and experiences that I have to help you find your purpose, your dreams, and to help you build the life that is authentically aligned with who you truly are. Welcome. I am also offering one-on-one consultations. Feel free to reach out to me at the email below. And did I mention that the first consultation is absolutely free? Yes, that's correct. I am looking forward to hearing from you and looking forward to chatting with you soon. Today's topic is purpose. Again. Well, I'm passionate about purpose. I'm passionate about dreams. I'm passionate about making dreams come true, following your purpose. So here you will see a lot of videos about purpose. I already made one video on purpose, but I think that I did not deliver the message that I wanted to deliver. I did not give a full definition of what I think purpose is. It was pretty vague. And also, as a bonus today, I will give you techniques that helped me, that helped my clients to understand what their purpose is, or at least get closer to understanding what is that they want to do and what is their purpose. So stay tuned. I'll begin with the definition, what purpose is. Again, this is my personal opinion. This is what I have read, what I have discovered on my journey, and this is what my clients taught me on their journeys when I was coaching them. And I would be really excited to hear what you think about what purpose is, if this video resonates with you, so we can have a little conversation. I'm always open to new ideas, new suggestions. I have an open mind. I'm here just sharing what I know, what I think, and I am very curious to hear what you know and what you think, so we can get a little closer to the ultimate truth, if that's at all possible. So, purpose. What I think purpose is. I don't know how to define it in a sentence, but I know the attributes of purpose that absolutely must be present. So, number one is authenticity. So, when you're doing something that is your purpose, it has to be aligned with who you truly are. It has to bring out your authentic self. And I mentioned in one of my reels that I was watching a scientific discovery, and you know how we always hear that love has the highest vibration. So they have proven that authenticity actually has the highest vibration. To me, it was interesting. I knew authenticity is very important, but I did not know that authenticity vibrates higher than love. So maybe that's why we're all looking for our purpose, because I think by looking for our purpose, we're looking for our true selves, our authentic selves deep inside. And the comparison that comes to mind to me is a wolf being a wolf, a tiger being a tiger, a bird being a bird. They all have their talents, they all have their core, and they're not trying to be something else. A bird does not try to be a fish, it would not survive in the water, and vice versa. But in our society, I noticed that we're all wearing masks and we're all pretending to be something that we're not. Why? Because it's so much easier to be who you are, but because Maybe because we were not accepted as kids and always taught what to do. um, I'm sure there are like lots of reasons why we follow not our authentic self, why we are afraid to be our authentic self. But authenticity sells. Look at most prominent people. At first, we thought, like this is so stupid. But then you cannot stop yourself from following their life, from following their steps, and then we start admiring them. And that happens only when the person is following their authentic self, not someone else's steps, not trying to be someone else. Again, a fish is not trying to be a bird does not try to be a fish. And very often we are in circumstances where we're trying to be someone else, but then once we let our authentic self shine, we reach so many highs because it's easy. You just being yourself, and we neglect it, unfortunately. I know for myself, I have neglected it. I thought, it's a given. Um, Let me try something harder. Let me challenge myself. Let me, instead of being a fish, try to being a fish in the water, try to survive on land. And it was hard. So I'm back in the water. So number two is passion. You have to be absolutely passionate about it. You have to love it. And it has to be fire in your heart when you think about it. You cannot get away from it. For instance, I'm passionate about meeting new people and getting to know their story, and also giving advice, very often unwanted. And no matter how I avoided it, I always did it. Bars, restaurants, parks, strangers, I always bother them. And I used to go on dates just because I liked getting to know new people. uh, so then I thought, well, it makes me happy. It gives me the drive. I'm passionate about it. Um, so let me just go into the field of coaching and psychology. Number three, it has to be something meaningful. Personally to you, it has to give you meaning. Number four, it has to be something that is valuable to society. It has to be something that gives back to society. For instance, you are your authentic self and you're a painter. You create this painting and then someone else buys it, and you're bringing someone else joy. So you're happy creating it, you're passionate about it, and then someone else enjoys it. Or you love gardening, you teach someone how to garden. Or you're amazing with money management, and you're passionate about money. All you can talk is money, money, money. You can teach people how to budget, how to make money, how to invest money, you name it. But and that's where a lot of people derive their meaning, because it's a service to society. We are social creatures, and we survive by interacting with each other, and we need to give back to each other. And when you are authentic self and when you are passionate about what you do, it just happens automatically, compared to when you hate your life, or you hate what you do for work, or you just like miserable in general in your life because nothing is aligned with who you truly are. You don't want to give back. You don't have energy to give back. You want to take. And the world becomes off balance if all of us will be just taking. There will be no resources left. So by being your authentic self, following your passions, and by giving back to society, we grow as a big, happy, satisfied society. We prosper in all ways. Number five, it has to be aligned with your values. For instance, what do you value? It can be freedom, creativity, kindness, loyalty, um, authenticity. For instance, I valued freedom, creativity, authenticity. It's hard for me to work for someone because I feel like I'm in a cage. There is no creativity for me, and I love the freedom because I love traveling. So I listed all of my values, and I'm like, what can I do? And then I looked at my passions and stuff, and it all turned out to be like this beautiful picture of doing life coaching, traveling, having my freedom, my schedule, helping people, giving back, and being my true authentic self. So, um, number 6 is to remember that purpose is not something that is one thing for a lifetime. No, you can have different purposes in different stages of your life. You can have different purposes at the same stage of your life. And the biggest mistake I think people make, and why is it so hard to find purpose? It's because we think it's something so big, so far, unachievable. For instance, some people say, I want to save the world. I want to give back to people. I want to end poverty. And because they're thinking in these large formats, and at the moment they actually cannot help themselves, you only share from excess. You don't share when you have nothing to share. And it stops them because it's like so far away, it feels like something unattainable. But you can start helping people now. Yes, you're not going to be world renowned, but if that's truly your purpose, if that's something that truly makes you happy, you will go and volunteer. Feed cats on the street, or dogs, if there are stray cats or dogs. Um, Help someone with education. Help with money. There's like so many ways to volunteer. Whenever like I travel the world, I love to give back to the communities that host me, and I always volunteer. At least I sign up for volunteering. In Australia, it just didn't happen because they took their time to reply, and by the time they replied, like a month and a half later, I was almost gone from the country. But in Bali, I volunteered at animal shelters, and I took care of stray dogs. Nothing big, but just like little things that made me feel good by giving back to community in the ways that I could. So yeah, back to the topic. It's purpose is not necessarily something good, and your purpose sometimes is just like right in front of you. But because we make such a huge deal out of it, we like to complicate things. Then it becomes something unattainable, unachievable, and we keep looking for it. It's the same way when you hold your phone in your hand and you looking for the phone around the house. Same thing. You have it. It's right in front of you, but you're just like searching somewhere too far. It's closer than you think. So, to sum up, what the attributes of purpose is: it makes you be authentic. It's something you're really, really passionate about. It's something that gives you meaning. It's something that helps you give back to society out of your excess of energy. And it's not something huge, and it's not something for a lifetime. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. So moving on to part number 2, how to find your purpose. Are you excited? I am. I know I am. I took so many courses on finding purpose, and every time I felt more and more excited, because with each technique you understand more and more of yourself. Very often people don't even know what they dream of, what they desire. Forget about the purpose. And I was one of them, for many years, 10 years, 11 years. When I came to the United States, it was more about survival. So I didn't even think about what my dreams and goals are, because I was at the bottom of Maslow's pyramid, trying to close my basic needs, food and shelter and some income. Yes, but when I grew higher, then obviously you start opening up to understanding what your dreams are, what you truly want, how do you want your life to look, and things like that. So if you're here listening to me, it means that you are at that stage, and I am so, so, so proud of you. And you have to be very proud of yourself, because sadly, a lot of people never wake up to look for their purpose. And yeah, they think that it's how it's supposed to be, it's life, it's my destiny, and life happens to them, not for them. And people who are waking up and looking for their purpose, trying to understand what they truly want, what gives them meaning, how to give back to society, um, they they lead a happier lives afterwards. Anyway, so going back to techniques. And I should tell you first that it's not something that would be doing one thing, you will figure out what's your purpose. Each technique is different from each other, and some may resonate with you, some may not resonate with you. So just do those that resonate. Well, no, I'm lying, maybe not. Because sometimes if we feel resistance, that's when the truth lies, and our subconscious is trying to protect us. Our brain is trying to protect us. So maybe just go into that fear, go into that resistance, and try to do the exercise anyway and see what comes up. And yeah, if you do them all, that would be super amazing. Doesn't have to be on the same day, and you can do them many times actually and see what comes out. And slowly, piece by piece, you will be creating this puzzle of who you are, what you like, what your values are. Very important. Values are very important. What your passions are, what you truly need, then your purpose comes. So let's dive in. Number one, the most simple one is look where your passions and your talents are. What comes easy to you? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? What are your passions? What do you watch? What do you watch on YouTube? What do you like reading? What do you watch on Instagram? Anything, just write list anything that comes to mind, and you can add things and delete things afterwards, but it will give you an idea, uh, like where your it will give you an idea where your passions are. And sometimes it's just like something simple, like me liking talking to people, or me liking giving advice. So many times unwanted advice, or all of my friends coming to me for advice, all of my former colleagues asking me for advice, and or not asking and me giving again. Guilty. um, yes, but that's what I'm passionate about. When I do that, I feel that fire, I feel the drive, I feel the energy. And you have those passions too, you have those likes too. And if you don't, figure out, try different things and see what resonates. And number one is connected to number two. You can remember what you liked doing as a kid. Because yes, I understand sometimes we grow up and we're so busy with life, with responsibility, fulfilling roles and multitasking all the time, wearing 100 hats, being a mom, being a good wife, being a good sister, then being a good colleague, being a good boss. And everything is so demanding, we truly forget who we are, and our most authentic selves are in childhood, before we had all of these responsibilities. So remember your childhood moments. What games did you like to play? What did you like to do? um, what did you get punished for? Sometimes we get punished too many times, we stop doing it. Maybe you were a super adventurous kid, always getting in trouble, so it means as a grown up you like something more adventurous, risky. Risky is really good in business if you know how to take calculated risks. So think about it. For instance, me as a kid, I also come from a family of teachers. I loved teaching kids. I was always the teacher, or I would always come up with something and I would say, "Oh, let me show you how to do it," and taught them some tricks and stuff. So I always loved being the center of attention when I am showing something or teaching something. So you have same childhood passions. So dig in. Number two, number three. If money did not matter, this is a classic. If money did not matter, what would you do? What would you do right now? What would you want to do? Um, for me, when I was thinking, if money didn't matter, I said I want to travel the world. I would like to meet new people around the world, and I would like to translate it via YouTube or any other social media, or write a book about it, how people are different across cultures or how we're similar across cultures. But it was always rotating around traveling and people and helping people. So think about it, and actually don't think too much about it. Just write what comes to your mind. Imagine the genie comes and says, money doesn't matter, you can have it all. What do you choose? Go. Number four is letter in the newspaper. Imagine that you have died and your kids or grandkids or just someone writes an article about you in the newspaper. And what are they going to write? What achievements they will list? Why were you prominent in this life? What legacy did you leave in this life? And by writing this article about yourself to yourself, you kind of will see where your values are, because at the deathbed, that's when our true authentic selves comes out, and our true values comes out. What is important? Time, relationships, love, money. To each his own. So this exercise really helped me to understand that I actually like to be like to have my own school, and that I like to be engaged in public speaking. And I was like, wow, I feel like a narcissist. But that's who I am deep inside. And yes, I am. Yes, we all have narcissistic tendencies, and it's fine. It's who I am. Accept it, and I accept it. um, Number five is similar to number four. This would be, imagine yourself at your deathbed, your last day, where you are, what are you doing, who is next to you, thinking back at your life, what do you think, and you imagining that you've lived your most perfect, most authentic life. And what is it? What does it mean to have your best life possible? What legacy are you living? How did you live your life? And yeah, this will also, again, like number 4, help you understand um, what are your true values, what is important. And I think this is number 1 thing, to understand your values, because when we go against our values, it's already going against our authentic selves. So it's easy to start with values. Number 6, this exercise is really fun to do in a group. It could be just 2 people, or it could be more, because when you will be speaking, other people will be listening. Make sure they do active listening. They actually listen and reflect it back to you. So this one is, imagine you go to the doctor and doctor tells you, oh, you have 1 day to live. What are you going to do? And imagine the doctor calls you and says, oh, I was wrong. You have 1 year to live. What are you going to do? And then imagine you have 10 years to live. The doctor was wrong again. That doctor. What are you going to do? I know it's a little extreme, and we're not necessarily will do the things that we say we're gonna do if we're gonna die tomorrow. But still, like, for me, it was still, aside from spending time with family, obviously, it was still travel. I said, I'll visit as many places as possible and meet as many people as possible, and would want to translate the knowledge via video, showing my last days, and teaching something, hopefully, through my videos and my travels. So again, it's, for me, it's the same thing. It's travel, it's meeting people and helping people, and broadcasting. um, and number 7, last one, I mentioned it before. It's blue sky thinking. I like this exercise because it helps you dream big. It helps you open yourself up to all of the possibilities that the world can give you. And actually, anything is possible. It's absolutely true when you believe in it. If you don't believe in it, then life just reflects your thoughts, your values, and your beliefs. Um, and I had a hard time doing this exercise in the past because, as I said, I was more in the survival mode. So it's like, well, I don't know what I want. I'm thinking about tomorrow. I cannot think 5 years from now. But actually, it's very important to have your long-term goals. But aside from just having goals, you have to make sure those are your authentic goals, because very often we go-getters just have goal after goal after goal, but it's not our authentic goals, and we just like on autopilot going somewhere. So this exercise allows to truly dive into who you truly are, what you really want, to get in touch with your inner child, and have fun. And I should mention what exercise is. Pardon me. So the exercise is, you put a timer for 10 minutes and you do free writing, what you want your life to look in 5 years. And write anything that comes to your mind. Have fun with it. Imagine you're writing a script or something. Just whatever helps you get out of your head into your heart. Connect with your kid and have fun with it. Yeah, so these are the exercises, and I gave you my definition of what I think purpose is. I really hope this was helpful. I really hope it resonated with you, and I'm really looking forward to your comments, to see if it did, to see what you think about it. Let's have a conversation. Anyway, bye for now. I love you. See you soon.